All right, let's talk about something that is absolutely critical for every single dental professional out there: disability insurance. We're going to break down why this isn't just some other policy, but really the foundation of your entire financial security. Let's get right into it. So let me just start by asking you a question. Right now, if you had to name your single most valuable asset, what would you say? Your house? Your car? Maybe the practice you've built? Just take a second and really think about that. The answer might actually surprise you. See, we're all really quick to insure our homes and our cars, but our most valuable asset? It's our ability to earn an income, especially for a dentist. Your ability to work is the engine that drives everything else. It's the foundation your whole financial life is built on.
And this brings us to a super important point: understanding the real risk of disability. Because as you're about to see, there's often this massive gap between what we think the risk is and, well, the reality.
This slide really just lays it all out there. On the left, you've got our perception. Almost 2/3 of people think their chance of a long-term disability is tiny, right? 2% or less. But then you look at the right side, that's the reality. And this comes from Social Security data.
Just let that number sink in. 25%. That's 1 in 4 of today's 20-year-olds. 1 in 4 will experience a disability that stops them from working before they can retire. You know, this isn't some distant what-if scenario. It's a statistical fact. And if that income suddenly stops, the fallout is immediate and it's huge. I mean, it starts with the basics, right? Paying your bills, just keeping your lifestyle going. But for a dentist, the stakes are so much higher. You're dealing with massive student loans, the overhead for your practice that doesn't just go away, and the very real possibility of having to sell off your assets just to stay afloat. So this all leads us to what we call the dentist's dilemma. A standard, off-the-shelf insurance plan, it's just not designed for the unique financial world you live in. You need a specialized solution. The financial world of a dentist is just different. You're often carrying some serious student debt, maybe big loans for starting or buying into a practice, and your monthly overhead for staff, rent, and equipment is significant. All these things create a unique financial vulnerability that absolutely demands specific protection. And it's so important to realize you're not just protecting a paycheck here, you are protecting the business itself. Let's look at these 3 key areas. First, overhead expense insurance is what keeps the practice going. It pays your staff and keeps the lights on while you recover. Second, loan indemnification. A lot of times, lenders will actually require this to make sure your business loan payments are made. And finally, if you have partners, a buy-sell policy is a must-have. It gives you the money for a smooth transfer of ownership if one of you becomes permanently disabled.
So, how do you actually protect the high income the right way? This next section is all about the strategy for building a plan that's truly comprehensive. Okay, so here's the crazy paradox for high earners. The more successful you become, the less traditional insurance policies are willing to cover as a percentage of your income. This creates something called a protection gap, and it leaves a huge part of your income dangerously uninsured. The solution is a strategy called layering. The best way to think about it is like you're building a pyramid. The base layer, your foundation, is any group long-term disability plan you might have. Then you add a private individual policy on top of that for more personal protection. But for high earners, that top layer, the one that makes it all work, is a high-limit supplemental policy. It's specifically designed to close that protection gap and secure your full income. And you can see that layering concept right here. By stacking these policies together, you can get to that industry-standard goal of replacing about 65% of your income. This strategy is the key to making sure your lifestyle and all your financial obligations stay secure no matter what.
Okay, we have now arrived at what is, I would argue, the single most critical detail in any disability policy for a specialist, like a dentist. It really all comes down to one thing: the definition. The fine print here is everything. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the way a policy defines total disability can literally be the difference between getting your full benefit and getting nothing at all. Not all definitions are created equal, and for a dentist, getting the right one is non-negotiable.
This is the gold standard. This is what you need to be looking for: a true own occupation definition. It means that if an injury prevents you from doing the specific duties of being a dentist, say you lose the fine motor skills in your hands, you are considered totally disabled. And here's the best part: that's true even if you can go earn an income doing something else, like teaching or consulting. This quote from the source material just makes it crystal clear. A surgeon who can no longer perform surgery can get their full disability benefits while also working and earning a new income as a professor.
That is the incredible power of a true own occupation definition. It protects the unique, specialized skills that generate your high income.
Now, beyond that main definition, a really strong policy is going to have other key protections. Presumptive disability pays benefits right away for catastrophic losses. A transplant benefit is a fantastic feature that covers you if you become disabled while donating an organ. And a recurrent disabilities clause is huge. It protects you from having to go through a new waiting period if you have a relapse of the same condition.
So, when we bring it all together, protecting your income is about so much more than just finances. It's really about safeguarding every single part of the life you have worked so hard to build, for yourself, for your practice, and for your family.
Which really leaves us with one final and very crucial question. You now know what your most valuable asset is. The only question that's left is, have you taken the right steps to truly protect it? Thanks so much for joining us. Today's information was sourced from Peterson International Underwriters. We'll see you on the next one.